decks, right? Good Dunning, and welcome to another fabulous and furry episode with the Freak Brothers, right? Fabulous and furry episode of Good Dunning with myself. My name's Mr. Floyd, Josh. Mr. Floyd was just my old YouTube handle with David Gilmore playing the guitar from 2015 at Chicago. There we go. He's playing live solo tour. There we go. He's probably on his last solo tour now, but favor. So much love and favor to all. Welcome to another Good Dawning, Chris and Henny. I know Millie might be here, but she may not be in the chat. Sandra, PG, and Laura B, who we will be seeing this evening. Grand Rising, Laura. Laura B tonight with Tarot with What's Up in your with your universe. What's up? So Laura will tell you what's up. She is incredibly accurate and incredibly gifted with tarot and oracle, and we will see her tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. So, or 5 p.m. my time, 4 p.m. Pacific. There we go. All right, so welcome, and yeah, let's see what we've got. I've got trying to keep the format because I always miss something, and it's just like really frustrating. We're going to work with the Nathan. Good dawning. I remember I promised you some amethyst. Well, I'm about to get it from Chloe. My finances generally, I have these. I've been having these periods where finances. Okay, and so right. So we will pick that up and then get it to you. But so we will. Good dawning, Millie. Hi, all in background. She's in background, so she's there, but not there. All right. But 7 Eastern, I might be able to make it. Good dawning, PG. Lean. Good dawning. All right, so let's. This is the Master Ascension Light Code deck. We're going to work with that today. Wow. And that came from Ellen. Good dawning. I just starting to reply to emails. I sent one to Ellen, and if you sent me an email, I will be replying today. It's nice and slow at work generally, so we will do that. But this came from Blindly Inspired. That's the Archangel Raphael deck, so we're going to use that today. First thing we want to do, of course, is some sort of invocation or cord cutting of some fashion so that we keep our energetics clear. And in this case, we're going to remove anybody who's a bah humbug from our universe, right? It is Christmas season, right? So if there's anybody who's been a bah humbug to you, I'll say my leasing office, I'll put them in the bah humbug mode. I said yesterday at the end of the show, I had to go down and check my lease. So apparently they never got my signature for my original lease. So this is going to be interesting. So nonetheless, I may be here, and not that I'm not looking to be anywhere. I don't know where I'm supposed to be, but the universe may have put me here till next December, so in Colorado. So that would open up space to do a Colorado retreat this summer, but we'll see what's what. It's $2,000 for me to flee the coop if I want to break my lease, but they never said they got the signature on my lease, so they bumped my rent from standard rent to month, which now would be $3,000, which is high usury. There's some when you get to certain dollar amounts, we look at usury as the term, right? Where yes, sure, you can pay month to month. It's $4,000 or $3,500, but you can pay month to month. That's usury. That's taking advantage of people. So yeah, so avoiding to pay $3,500 a month in rent for this month, I had to re-sign my lease and drop my lease rent down to Colorado reasonable. I'm not gonna say what it is, but all of you guys will probably keel over it. But nonetheless, so yeah, I'm here for another 12, 13 months. So yeah, Chloe, good dawning. Welcome. So yeah, we may have a Colorado retreat. Chloe will be on Thursday night, and of course, from when's Chloe? Chloe is on from 7 your time, which would be 5 my time, till 8. So it's just for an hour. We're gonna have Chloe on Thursday. I've got a meeting after Chloe regarding repairs they're making to the apartment buildings in the complex. But otherwise, yeah. So Chloe will be on. She's going to do crystal sales. She got bracelets and a whole bunch of new stuff. And of course, it is shopping season. So if you do need gifts, or if you celebrate in either Christmas or Yule, right? Or Christmas, Hanu, Kwanzaa, we'll cover everybody. And then Yule, right? So Christmas, Hanu, Kwanzaa, if you celebrate any of that, or if you just like to give gifts, or if you just want a crystal for yourself, see Chloe on Thursday at 7 o'clock. She'll be on. But yeah, so my rent, apparently back in July when I did all the, nothing came through to them. And so now they jam me up. Like they wouldn't retrograde my lease. So I'm here till December, but you just take it as for what it is. You can flip out, or you can go, all right, universe, this is what's meant to be. So we take it for what it is. Pray you find us. You helped us, and we'll help you. I love you, bro. Thank you, Nathan. I appreciate you so much. Really, it's all good. I've got a roof over my head. I'm just wasn't intending on being here for another year. I mean, because I'm getting signs that maybe I'm getting stagnant here, but the universe does what it does, so you take it for what it is. Kiss, Angela. Good dunning. All right, so let's do some chord cutting there as well, and then we will work with our violet flame. So yeah, and I may have mentioned something, but it's already starting to slip. So we're going to do some chord cutting. We'll do the violet flame. We're going to work with our 2025, and we'll throw out the mantra for today right now. And our mantra for today, if you want to repeat after me, I write it down so I don't. I let my higher self. You can either make decisions from your lower self or your higher self. Remember, yesterday we also said, I free myself from myself. So today's I'm letting my higher self, I let my higher self make decisions today. Really, it should be generally. But if you're going to make a decision, is the decision you're making coming from your highest self, right? Hand on heart, is that a proper decision? Or are you making that decision based on fear, ego, lack, a worry, depression, what have you? That's the question. I can't answer that. Only you can. So is this my highest choice? And am I making this decision from my highest space? Or is this decision being made out of fear? And do we examine those things? That's Saint Germain may get into that later today in the discussion, or in the channeling. But are we making our decisions from our highest point? Or are we making our decisions based on fear? So I could have made a decision based on fear. I could have flipped out that, oh, great, I got to resign a lease, and I'm here till 2026, 27, almost. So yeah. So do I deal with how does one, or 25 actually, 26? How does one actually deal with that? You can take it and dervish out, or you can go, all right. You also have to allow yourself to realize that if it's a decision that you can't control, maybe it's your highest, it's going to be your highest decision anyways, you're stuck, right? So then it's about your reaction to the decision that you have to make and how you choose. Viviani, good dawning. Nice to see you. How you choose to ground in, right, to that decision itself. So from your end, you let your higher self make your decisions. Are your decisions off of your ego cuff? Are you shooting off the hip and going off of ego or frustration or darn it, I'll just do this or what have you? So keep that in mind. If we're dervishing and starting to make decisions and we're on a grand master plan, we'd start tearing off into a separate timeline here and we could really break up our plan. It was great joining the Zoom meeting. Thank you. Yeah, and I never really mentioned this. If you guys were on the Zoom on Saturday, thank you, Viviani. Thank you. I know I've got some emails still to reply to. Yesterday was all office and trying to get all that figured out, but today we'll get the emails out. But thank you guys. Truly, Viviani, grateful for all of you who showed up. And we're going to do it again in January. It seemed to work out pretty good. Maybe we'll have a topic and just discuss, or who knows. But yeah, I appreciate it. PG, Viviani, and all of you guys who were there, Nathan and Lean, and everybody. Thank you. It was really, amazing to see all of your faces there, and to makes this even more real. Thank you. All right, so let's do some chord cutting, and we're going to cut chords today. I may have said something earlier, but we're going to keep it to our decisions, right? So we're going to cut chords from any weak decisions that we might have made. Let's do it that way. Let's do that. Any weak decisions, any decisions that we may regret, right? Any decisions not made from our highest self, because today we were going to ground into making sure that we make our decisions from our highest self, not from our trauma body, but from our light body. If we're making decisions, making moves from our trauma body, it's going to keep us grounded in 3D. It's going to keep us grounded in our old story, and we're going to perpetuate the same energies that we've been perpetuating. So, but if we make them from our highest choice, we can break that cycle, and we can start to make decisions out of our heart chakra that lead us to our highest and greatest joy, right? Which is generally the idea. So, all right. So, any decisions that we regret making. Even if you have a regret, really, it's you do. Anything that you regret, keep this in mind. The easiest way to get rid of regrets is to realize that whatever you did in the past was the best you could do at the time. And if you can if you can accept that, okay. So this is going to be a shorter show, guys. My boss just texted me that she is at the show. So I'm going to give this an extra 10 minutes today just so I cover my butt and get into the show or the store early, right? Because she'll look at 10:01. She'll, even if I'm punching the door at 10:01 o'clock in like 10 seconds, to her, she wants the doors on the front of the store. Enter her store. And she's right. The front of the store should be open at 10. So we're going to speed this up a little bit. And about a half an hour, we're going to be done because I want to make sure that I'm on time. She's generally never at the store, so we don't have to worry. But I want to make sure that I'm early. And yeah, so I appreciate it, guys. All right, so let's go ahead and do our cord cutting real quick. So we're going to cut cords from decisions that we made that weren't our highest, that took us into a timeline that we might have regretted or not regretted, but we did not expect or did not want. Again, if you live in regret, then you're not in acceptance of what you chose. And if you chose that at that moment, accept it because it was the highest choice you could have made. Why? Because you made that choice at that time. So if you have any ill effects from a choice that you made and you're still dealing in the wake of that, with the energetic wake of that choice, if you made a choice that took you on a path that you did not want to go down, but you're still carrying energetics of that, whatever it is, we're going to release those energies. So we're going to cut those cords. I don't know what choices you would have made, so this is going to be a self-guided project. When we do energy or cord cutting, it's real simple. We just pull the energy, cut the cord. We can erase it by putting the situation like on a virtual chalkboard in our third eye or in our mind and erasing it. We can put it on paper if you want to grab a piece of paper and write it out, and ball it up, throw it away, or toss it in my fireplace right there. Toss it in the fireplace. But either way, whatever, it's that way, but it's backwards because of the camera. But yeah, so whatever works for you. All right, so let's go ahead and cut cords. We're cutting cords from decisions that we made that either dervished us into a timeline we did not want, frustrated us, left us in energies that we weren't looking for, or what have you. And yeah, so let's go ahead and cut those cords. If you're new with us, just pause the video. If you need to take a moment to think of situations or what have you, or what have you. But yeah, all right, so we'll take a minute and cut the cords from decisions that we made that weren't of our highest, maybe made in anger or jest, and left us and our universe on a different timeline or in a different space. Choose again and again. There's always another. Exactly. But we can erase those energetics so we're not carrying either the anger, frustration, the resonant energy in our body as well. And so we erase that, cut the cord for any of those situations. Me not physically printing off my lease, all 73 pages that I would have had to sign. 73 signatures on one lease. 73 pages. Back in July and taking it to my office, right? I could have done that, and here you go. You have it. I wanted, but I did not. So that's my choice. Now we deal with the dervishment. The opposite effect, right? I will be here until almost 2020, well, into 2026. All right, so we've got to click. Let's go ahead then as well. And we're going to do work with the violet flame real quick. Can do this a little abbreviated here. I do want to get out of here, make sure that I am on time. Yeah, so let's go ahead and work with the violet flame. We're going to use the violet flame to clear the energetics of what we just did as well. So any of those decisions that we made that we realized are there, we're going to use the violet flame to clear that energy that's left in us as well. We're cutting the cords. We're going to use that violet flame to clear that, as well as any decisions. And we could use the violet flame for anything we choose. And of course, we can use it to cleanse ourselves, which we're going to do. But we're also focusing on any decisions we've made that have left negatives in our, not negatives. Negatives is, again, that's a subjective term, but heavier energetics. There we go. Took us off our timeline, dervished us energetically from where we were going to somewhere else. Maybe we got stuck with it energetically and we're still dealing with it in terms of depression or anger or frustration. These things happen from decisions that we make that may not be our highest, and that they'll leave ripples of time and energetics in our living universe, right? So let's go ahead and work with the violet flame then. So you, again, remember we all have the gas, dial to the violet flame. So if you, sounds crazy, but it's not. Again, we're living in a feeling universe. If you realize that you feel everything, that you step into your living universe by feeling that, by seeing, then everything kind of makes a little more sense. But yeah, you'll never see your violet flame per se unless you close your eyes. And if you do, generally you'll see that like a purple moving around, like in your third eye or right in front of you. Nonetheless, so from your end, let's go ahead and work with the violet flame. We have the gas dial to the violet flame, so we take it, put it out. And all you have to do is turn the gas dial on, or you can you speak it like if audio control, volume, or like a volume control, like audio. But you're using your violet flame. So violet flame to 7, right? You can do that as well. This is the violet flame 2.0. Saint Germain has gifted this to us. We don't have to go to Tellus. We don't have to invoke and stand here and spin it up or any of that sort. The violet flame is part of you. This is the modern era, so to speak. Modern it is. I think we've been more modern before, but this is our current modern era in this epoch that we're living in. And so we get the version 2.0 violet flame by plugging it in and turning the dial. Or you can just violet flame does 7, right? Like transporter, like it's like in Star Trek, right? Deck 3, right? You just get in the elevator, just turn it on, right? Just do it all verbally. If you're at work, of course, don't do that. So it would look a little weird to sit there and your cube mates hearing you go, your cubicle neighbors hearing you go, violet flame to 8. Be like, what? And it'd be like a little weird. But nonetheless, it's way of the gas dial, or you can just imagine it. Honestly, we're all inside, right? Everything is really inside. This is right. This is all a reflection. Everything outside is a reflection of the inside. So you could just bring it inside as well and go and turn it on, right? You didn't hear anything because I did it inside. Violet flame to 8, right? So you can do it that way just as well because your mirror, everything starts in here anyways, right? So that's the easiest way to. Great, Nathan. Nathan, I see a lot of purple in my mind's eye. Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, meditate on it. If you can see the purple in your mind's eye and then just kind of meditate on it, that's your violet flame. That's who we are. That's right. You got it. So, all right. So let's take a deep breath, if you don't mind. And a release. Another deep breath. All right. So we're going to bring in the violet flame. So your end, hands up. Or you can do it verbally. You can do the remote violet flame. Whatever works for you. It's your living universe. We're not making any rules here. There really are no rules. So you're kind of making this up. You want to do the violet flame, like a telephone number, that's fine too. You could, whatever works for you. Pick up your cell phone and call in the violet flame. That works too. It's just about invoking it however you choose to do so. For me, and from Saint Germain, the easiest way I was taught from Saint Germain is to put your hand out and turn the dial of the violet flame in front of you. It gives you the simulation of turning up a gas stove, which in your mind sees the flame going up as well. And so it gives you the way to connect to a flame. And we all know about a gas stove, or generally, I'm sure we've all seen a gas stove in some fashion, or even an electric stove. Just turn the number to 8, right? And it gets really glowy red. So either way. So from your end, put your hand up. All right. And we're going to turn the violet flame up. And again, we're going to remove from us any energetics of any negative decisions, not negative, but any decisions we've made that have left ripples of energetics that we didn't really want in our universe today. So hand out. All right, turn your violet flame up to 10. And this way it's easier. All right, so we turn it to 10, which would just be vertical, right? 0, 10, 1 through 10. So we just turn it to 10. Now you should feel the violet flame in your lower chakra and your root chakras as well. Kind of like Chris and his sacral bowl, kind of the same idea. And of course, now you have your violet flame on. It's up to you to feed your violet flame. So from your end, if there's any negative decisions you made, anything that's rippling in your universe, send it to the violet flame. Just I give it to my violet flame. We'll do a quick incantation here as well while the violet flame is burning. If you want to repeat after me, I give any energies of decisions that I've made that have left dervished, heavy, unwelcomed energies, circumstances, and outcomes in my universe. I wash all that energy with the violet flame. And for myself, I work to make decisions in my future from my highest inside self. That's it. All right, so violet flame is on. We encourage you to leave it on in some form or fashion. When you turn it down, but turn it to 1 or 2 or 3. It's like a pilot light. Makes it easy for you to turn it back on. If you turn it off all the way, it's not a real big deal. It's your violet flame. I turn my violet flame back on and turn it up to 1. But if you leave it there, it's easy to if you're out and about in the universe, you got to get on a subway train or something, maybe in Chicago or New York, right? Violet flame to 7 or 8, right? For protection and cleansing, right? Because you're going to have all these energies coming in. And the violet flame acts like a curtain. Imagine not like a Jane curtain, mind you, but like a shower curtain or like a whatever, energetic curtain in front of you, right? But yeah, so as the energies come through, it gets washed through your violet flame if you are leaving it on. And Saint Germain is encouraging you to leave your violet flame on when you're like in situations, or turn it on in a higher level when you're in situations like, I don't know, a sports game, if you go to these things, or a concert, or a subway, or in a bus, or even in the grocery store. It can get a little crowded, whatever. Turn your violet flame up. As people's energetics come through, they get washed through your violet flame, and they're not going to be as they're going to be cleansed by Archangel or Saint Germain and the violet flame. And of course, you can also invite the green flame. I'm being told by Archangel Raphael that he's also inviting you to bring in the green flame of Archangel Raphael to work with him as well. And he gives you all to do so with him too. So either one, but the violet flame, let's turn the dial. It's part of one of the lucky things that we get on planet Earth. All right, so let's cut the cards here. Put the book out of the way. There we go. All right, one. And of course, if the boss is there, it'll make for an interesting day. Joy. Favor to my universe. It has been Mercury retrograde. If you haven't noticed, it's been kind of retrograde-y, like my lease. They took them from July until Mercury retrograde in December to figure out that they didn't have the proper signatures on or they didn't get this. I signed it and sent it through their portal, but we did have a management change between them, the owners, so lots of things change. So who knows? But we've cut the cards here. We're going to take the bottom one and then the top 3 for energetics for today. And of course, if you want energetics directly for your universe, this is for the collective. Tonight at 7 o'clock, Laura B will be on with your universe. What's up with your universe? All right, so these cards, generally we keep getting the same cards because the energetics aren't going to shift that much until we shift. So keep that in mind. If you see a lot of the same cards, it's because the energetics in the group haven't shifted enough yet to shift the cards. Personal power. So there's a lot of speak your truth. There's a lot of personal power, a lot of energetics of stepping into your frame that keep coming up from the cards in general. And this one, of course, this is from Archangel Raphael. This is the deck as channeled by Kelly Kolodny of the Archangel Raphael channel. And I got this from Blindly Inspired. So it's asking us to Krista. Thank you, Krista. Personal power. Stand in your personal power. And she was live on Sunday if you didn't catch that. So to stand in your personal power and to speak your truth, you absolutely have to have self-love. You have to be able to love yourself, to love your truth, to stand in your truth, to speak it. Otherwise, you're just going to let people run over because you don't love yourself. You're not going to put the power up to stand in your own energies. You're just going to allow yourself then to get run over. All right. So the next card we have is forgiveness. So it's asking you to know your worth. There's a lot of personal, like energetics, like stepping up into your energetics here. So next we have forgiveness. So it's asking you to forgive, and it's saying release dysfunctional energy. Again, to speak your truth. You have to know who you are to speak your truth. You have to get rid of the dysfunctional energies to be standing in your truth. So yeah, I think the chat again froze as well on my end. That's YouTube's deal. It generally is freezing now. Almost every time we go live, the chat freezes. So I don't think I'm seeing the chat, guys, so keep that in mind. YouTube, it generally freezes. And it's retrograde, so it never did before. But, of course, in retrograde, it's frozen almost every single good dawning so far. So gotta love Mercury retrograde. How does that work? I have no idea, but interesting. All right, so ancient portal opening. Yeah, and there's no way to reset the chat in live. So once it's frozen and it stops deciding to live, then it's done. It's sitting there on Great Nathan. Um, yeah, I always look for healing. I always want to do the healing work, and this is Great Nathan. Anything past that is gone from the chat. So just a heads up. Yeah. Ancient portal opening. So healing the past. So doing this without the chat, guys. Healing the past. So it's asking us then to step into our personal power. All of these things step you into your personal power. Are you seeing the in this? So to step into your personal power, right? There we go. We need to find self-love. That's personal power. Forgiveness, more personal power. That's incredible personal power. And then heal the past. All right. So a lot of healing going on in this reading today, and none in the chat. I can't see the chat, guys. So just a heads up. A lot of healing going on in this reading today. So finding your personal power, stepping into that, most definitely is what they're asking for us to step into our power. Our decisions are our power. Everything is going to be our power. So yeah, I'll rewatch and see if maybe somebody want to put an Easter egg in the chat there. When I rewatch this and get to see the chat, then yeah, I can see the Easter egg, the goose that you threw into the chat. Is it froze? Let me see if there's another way to unfreeze it. But no, once the chat dies in YouTube, which has been daily, it dies. So there you go. Retrograde. All right. So let's bring in Saint Germain. We're going to do a channeling here. And yeah, we have about 15 minutes here. So this is going to be a 45-minute show instead of an hour. And I'm grateful. We'll make sure I get to work on time and not fling off the boss there. Never know why she's at work either. Not that I've done anything, but I'm an excellent employee. All right, grateful. All right, so remember today's mantra was I let my higher self make decisions today, right? So Saint Germain wants to come through and discuss your higher self making higher choices, right? All right, good dawning and welcome. Saint Germain here. We do not count down from 1 to 5. We could, but we don't want to waste even 5 seconds. So we aren't even going to talk about that. We are grateful that you are here, and it's Archangel Raphael and Saint Germain, right? Mostly just Saint Germain. You can consider Archangel Raphael on his own, basically. Josh does not need his energetics mixed with mine anymore. You want Archangel Raphael? Hang on. Archangel Raphael here. I am not combined with Saint Germain. So there you go. All right, there we go. So there's Archangel Raphael for you. He is on his own. So there you go. We can do that, right? I'm like think of me as like hosting the TV show, Saint Germain, right? And we have the guests. The next guest will be Goddess Isis. We have channel through Goddess Isis, right? Or Sekhmet, right? We can do that too. So I am the ring leader, right? The Sekis master of the channeling, so to speak, right? Saint Germain. So anybody who's going to come through, right? You have to go through the gate first, and we're not going to just dovish, right? We could do the Sekhmet, Saint Germain, Archangel Raphael combo channel in one, but we're not going to mix all the energetics into one gross channel, right? That would be kind of hard to do with 3 people channeling at the same time. So Saint Germain sits here and leads the gate, right? So when you're channeling, we cannot let them all through at the same time. But today we were discussing your higher self making decisions. And are you allowing your highest and your higher self to come through and make decisions for you? Are you allowing your energetics when you are making decisions in your universe? Are you stepping out of your own way? Is the best way we could state this here. When you are making decisions, are you allowing your higher self to come through? Are the decisions that you are making in your living universe, are those decisions off of the hip, off of the cuff, or based on the energetics that you are feeling in the trauma body at that moment? This is a question that only we can answer. You cannot, you have to answer that, only you can answer. We cannot answer that for you. You are the one who has to answer, is this, and this is the question you have to ask yourself, is this my highest choice? You are having a bad day, and you are going to Starbucks for a coffee, right? Is that coffee to help balance you out? Or is that like just because you want coffee and you drink coffee? Or is that coffee a switch, right? I am having a bad day. So you are using that coffee as, say, a reward mechanism. And I'm going to go If you are doing so, is that your highest choice to be rewarding yourself with, say, sugar, right? I'm having a bad day, so I'm going to go get some ice cream. I'm going to eat a pint of ice cream, for example. Is that the best decision that you could make in your living universe? Most likely not. But nonetheless, is that decision then coming from your higher self? Can you slow down in your living universe to ask yourself, where is this decision coming from? I am having a bad day. I'm going to the grocery store. I'm going to eat a pint of Haagen-Dazs, right? The old school energy, right? So that will fix me. I will drown my sorrows in the Haagen-Dazs, so to speak. We all have done something like that in our living universe. So from your living universe, from your end, and can you, when you are going and making that decision to go to the store, can you stop and ask yourself, is this my highest decision? Is this my highest choice to go to the grocery store? And of course, not get cut off in line. Ha ha ha. But nonetheless, go to the grocery store and buy a pint or a gallon, right? You get the big gallon of Bluebell ice cream, right? Or a pint of the Haagen-Dazs, or maybe Cherry Garcia, right? There you go. You can rock on with the fish food. But nonetheless, you go and get your ice cream. Are you just filling a hole? Is there something deeper? Are you enjoying the ice cream? Most likely not. So the question you have to ask: and are you putting your hand on your heart when you are making decisions in your current universe? Is this decision of my highest choice? Is this decision going to lead me to a higher outcome? Or will this decision bring down my vibration and maybe put me in a lower outcome? We cannot answer that. You have to answer those questions for yourself. But are you? And this is all we are trying to do today, is to spur that debate in your living universe, inside yourself, and in who you are, right? Are these decisions and what I am doing for my highest good? For example, yesterday, Josh had a choice. He could have said, no, we're not going to sign that lease. We sent it to you. He could have dovished off into taking them to court, right? One option. He could have moved out, but where is he going to sleep? In his car, right? Where is he going to go? He has stuff in an apartment, right? You see this. That is stuff. That is Peter Max, by the way. But nonetheless, if you know who Peter Max is, hippie artist from the 60s. But nonetheless, where would he have put that? In the trunk of his car? What do you do? So sometimes you have to accept what is coming at you, as you have no control too, right? You are not always in control of what is going on in your living universe. Keep that in mind. Josh sent his lease. He got all these, did what he needed to do in July. Went to his landlord. She said, I'll take care of it. And so from now till then, he paid regular rent. Now he had to re-sign the lease that they did not get. Do you dovish about it? Do you get an attorney and try to fight it all in court? Or do you go, okay, there's a higher reasoning for this? Josh has nowhere he was going to go anyways. He's not going to move to Chicago and live with his dad. So what is he going to do? So he signs the lease, right? So you are here in Colorado for another year. But that is what is presented. Do you then dovish about it, or do you accept those things? That is what you are saying. When your universe presents you with things that you are out of control with, but you have to make an answer, right? And it's not going to be it may not be what you want, right? But it's what it is. Can you accept that without dovishing out? Can you accept that with maturity, with love, with source energy? Can you see that as maybe your higher self, right? Your loving self, source love, right, is doing for you? There's people coming with the latter that you cannot do for yourself. They are going to be starting work, painting Josh's apartment, right? So they are coming up with the latter. Here comes the latter. You could see it. We can do this. Now, it's too much to move the camera, but Josh might close the blinds here in a moment because we do not need to be seen. But yes, it's a person lining up with a ladder coming into Josh's apartment. So bear with me a moment, because they are fixing the balconies and they are repainting and all this stuff. So bear with me a moment. We are still here. Saint Germain is still here, but Josh is walking in channel to close the ladder. There we go. And lock the patio door as well, because if somebody's on the patio, do not need them coming in. So with the patio door, so there we go. All right. Grateful. Thank you very much. We are grateful. Josh's patio is, well, it's that way, but it's opposite in the phone, right? But it would be that way. nonetheless. And so they're painting. Josh's patio is warped, right? Patio. He could stand outside and fall through his patio. So they are going to be repairing that, apparently. So nonetheless, we are grateful. So we are grateful in your universe then. And thank you for the patience closing the blinds, right? Saint Germain, we are in channel, but Saint Germain can, it's not as, we have been channeling now for almost a year. And as a matter of fact, you're going to hear some hammering. So I apologize. You may have good dunning in Josh's bedroom tomorrow, but nonetheless. We have the microphone and the noise canceling. But yes, they are seeing that Josh's patio is warped, right? And so they are here to fix that, which would be great because now you had to sign a lease and you will be here through the summer with a functional patio that you cannot fall through. But nonetheless, we are grateful for you. And we are grateful that if you are making decisions in your universe, and we are going to kind of bring this into more focus here, can you slow down and realize that if this decision is in front of me, what is my highest choice? How do I reach my highest choice? And what do I do to obtain that highest choice? The first thing to do is slow down, get inside yourself, reach into your highest and inner self, for that is where you are going to find your best answer. All right. They are banging out there. This is going to be quite an interesting couple of days with the good dawning here. But of course, right, it is Mercury retrograde. This all goes to the same thing. You have no control. A lot of times, you, as the individual, have no control over what is going on in your living universe. They did not get Josh's lease this month, right? They finally figured out we did not get his lease after doing an audit, so no control. They are deciding right now, during good dawning, to come up onto the patio to try to fix what has been broken for 4 years. You have no control over that. So if they are sitting there banging away like they are, and you may or may not be hearing that through the microphone, we have no control over that. Are you seeing, and lots of things in your universe, you are not going to have control over? It is how you choose to react, what you choose to do, and how you choose to present yourself as living, loving source energy in those situations that make or break who you are as source love. I'm going to be too much longer here, but nonetheless, stop davishing, slow down, and allow for what is. Put your hand on your heart when you have to make a decision in your loving, living universe. You put your hand on your heart, you lean into the decision, right? And you trust my highest self. I trust myself. I trust Saint Germain. I trust my guides. I trust my soul to guide me, me, to my highest loving, living self. So from your end there, can you do that? Can you trust yourself? We are sorry for the bit of this but dovishment in the energies today with the man on the patio and this and that. But we are grateful for you, and Saint Germain loves you. And we are grateful. Releasing transmission. There we go. He didn't even do the we have channeled, but that's okay. He channels. You know who channels. But nonetheless, yeah, with them, they're about to peel up my patio. So this is going to be interesting. It could get a little loud, so we're not going to keep it too much longer here, guys. I love you. Stay awesome. Hopefully, it won't take them too long to fix it. It'll be done by the end of today. But nonetheless, I did not know they were even showing up. This will get me to the office on time as well. I'm not trying to create a short show here, but we were going to go just a couple more minutes. Anywho. All right, guys, I'm going to work with we will do the rose quartz real quick, do some work with the rose quartz. Then we are going to let you guys go here. All right. Notebook for the show. Of course, the purple notebook for the show. And, all right. And yeah, sorry, guys, the chat froze up again. It seems to do that about 2 or 3 times a week now. But only during retrograde, right? It never did it before retrograde. But no, who knows? It's all about letting go and just letting it be, right? We're just like riding the energies. That's all you can really do. All right. Energetics, if you're here and grateful, thank you for being here. And if you want to stay, permission, right? We don't force energetics on anybody. If you want to be around, be here, part of the energetics. I'm grateful. Yeah, I'm pushing you. Dragon, this is my dragon bracelet for the year of the dragon. Of course, I also have 3 dragons in my auric field. I'm not getting a snake bracelet in January for the year of the snake. Although, as an ox, the year of the snake, this is the year of an ox, is the greatest year that you could possibly have. So if you're an ox in January, and this is for the year of the dragon, but if you're an ox and you are a snake, amazing year next year, January. Ox and snake are best friends. So as an ox, myself, I am looking forward to a snake year. Like I would do best in snake cities that are born in snake years, like Vegas, Miami, things like that, right? Heavier cities. I don't know, heavier energetics, right? That's why I don't do the best in Boulder, Colorado, because it's a little the energetics. Let's be honest, Boulder's energetics are very flighty to say the least. Right now, Boulder is doing a study, from what I'm understanding, to see if the internals of Boulder could sustain itself without any motor vehicles at all. So I don't know how you get your food delivered or restaurants. We get Cisco, but nonetheless. All right. So as he's destroying my patio out there, let's go ahead and work on energetics. But yeah, so I do better, and snake year will be amazing. All right. It should be the best year of my life. And if anybody wants to send me $2,000, then I can release my lease. There we go. But all right, so pull some energies here. Healing. And again, I apologize that we lost the chat. What's new? I'm going to try to get my laptop up and running during Good Dawning beforehand. It takes about 30 minutes to get it up and connected and stable. And it's Windows 10, so it won't be supported shortly. All right, guys. I don't know if you can hear the hammering. Probably. All right, I'm going to go ahead and release. He's starting to hammer pretty loud here. All right, guys. I love you. We'll seal this off, though, nonetheless. We dropped down to 12, so that tells me that you might be hearing hammering. I don't know. But either way, since I can't see the chat, welcome to another weird and wild episode of Good Dawning, Mercury retrograde, a la Mercury retrograde style, right? All right, guys, I love you. My boss is at the office anyway, so we're going to cut this a little short. Tomorrow will be a standard show if they're still working on my patio. You might see me on the floor in my bedroom, but either way, we'll get this worked out. Tonight, Laura B, where they will not be banging on my patio when she's doing Oracle and Tarot readings tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time, 4 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Karen Suki time. So number 500, it's 5 o'clock. So yeah, otherwise we will see you then. Thursday night, we have Chloe on for an hour with Chloe's crystals. But it has to, unfortunately, have to box it into an hour. So we have Chloe in with Chloe's crystals, as I have a meeting at the office that day. And then, and then, of course, Sunday we have Blindly Inspired again. If you did not catch Blindly Inspired last week, please do so. It was, check it out on the channel there. It was amazing. And, of course, Chris's daily Archangel Gabrielle card as well. Ellen did a new song, so Ellen as well. She did a new song. So if you need some entertainment, a karaoke break, Ellen Mendenhall, she put out a song. And of course, check out Blindly Inspired's page as well, our channel as well. And if you missed Jared's Fire Homa, you're still in the grips for that. You can go to Huda, or you can go on the community page and watch Jared's Fire Homa from over the weekend. You're still in the grips for that as well. But I love you all. I'm grateful that you guys show up. Thank you. Everybody who shows up, thank you. You guys are amazing, and blows my mind every dawning. I love you all. We'll see what he's doing to my patio here. Hear it. I hope you guys can't. The noise reduction in there, but thank you. I love you all. Stay awesome, and I'll see you all in the next. Much love.